I'm so disappointed. Your greeting earlier was so much more visual.
Well, it was meant to be, but not for you. Thank you, by the way, for going out of your way for wrecking my anniversary.
What, me? That wasn't me. You sure you get the right guy?
I had very big plans for Ross the minute you arrested Danny. Now, is that a coincidence?
I'm just a silly man who happens to be a federal agent, and I'm trying to do my job. How can I let murderers walk the streets when I've got evidence that can put them away?
Timing was kind of obvious, don't you think?
Look, I'd never do anything to cause you trouble. Forget about Ross. Look, you are quickly becoming my very favorite author, and you have a source and some material that helped you with that book, and you ran with it. That was great.
I had no idea you were such a big fan.
Well, I am. And I'm growing bigger by the second. Look, you have a source. Just tell me the source. Tell me how I can get in touch with it.
I'd write it down, but I don't have a pen.
I have been running all over this town trying to get a handle on this thing, okay?
I know. You've been alienating half of my friends.
No, it's not. They just get testy when I ask them. They all pretend like they don't know anything, which tells me they're on the defenses, which tells me that you are onto something. I just want to know.
Or I have very good friends, something you probably don't know anything about.
I can be an excellent friend. That's something that you don't know about, and then I can prove it. Just give me a chance to prove that.
You want to be a friend? Stop harassing my pals for information you will not get.
Well, that's the other side of me that you don't know. At the end of the day, I always get what I want.
I know you enough to realize you're not being smart.
Is that right?
You gotta learn how to ask.
I do.
You would be very surprised at how receptive I could be to the right proposal.
Danny doesn't deserve this. Well, nobody deserves Gus Ituro, that's for sure. But I'm sure that he arrested Danny in the most obnoxious way possible. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry about everything, Michelle.
Then do something. You know this isn't right.
Yeah, but I also know that there is enough evidence to charge Danny. And I can't do anything about that unless I know the truth. And I have asked you to tell me the truth, and you won't trust me.
Yes, so you bugged our house, you called us down here and tricked us with his body that you found in the water.
I didn't trick you with that.
You were trying to scare Danny into cooperating with Ituro. I think you've done everything you can to help Ituro win this case.
I am assigned to Ituro, and I am assigned to this case. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, but isn't your job also to make sure justice is served regardless of the charges?
Yes, that's true.
We both know that Danny doesn't belong in prison. Harley, you can't just let him sit and rot in jail until the trial.
You know what? That's up to the judge. I've been going over the paperwork.
May I see?
Well, you'll have to wait till the arraignment. That's actually this afternoon. Ross called and changed it. He had it moved up. And now I have to handle it because Ituro is nowhere to be found.
Wait, you're handling Danny's arraignment?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, then if you're really our friend, please help Danny make bail.
Whether or not Danny makes bail, that's not my call. That's out of my hands.
You just said you're standing in for Ituro.
Well, I am, but I'm just presenting the facts, that's all.
Well, let me tell you what the facts are. The prosecution is going to present Danny as a high flight risk, which we both know is not true.
We do?
You've seen Danny with Robbie. Do you think that he would abandon his own son? He's not Danny Santos, son of a mobster anymore. He's a loving husband. He's a wonderful father. He's someone who's worked really hard to turn his life around. Doesn't that count for anything?
Well, I think it does.
I'm not asking you to help him beat the charges. I know you can't do that. I'm just asking you to keep him out of jail so that we can defend ourselves. I think you owe us that much.
Well, let's get something straight. I don't owe you. I don't owe you or anybody else anything just because I'm doing my job, okay? A job that I swore an oath I do.
You're right.
My job.
I apologize.
I mean, I feel terrible for you, Michelle. I do.
Do you think Danny's a flight risk?
No,
Why not?
because I don't think he'd leave you holding the bag.
You're right. You're right, and I know that you don't like Arturo any more than we do. And you've seen how hard he's driven this investigation, how unfair his tactics
Yes, but I have
been.
also seen the results of what he's done.
Okay, but just stay with me for a second. Arturo has been after us for months now. He's wired our house. He's continually harassed everyone, including Aunt Maida. And did Danny skip town? No. No, and he could have at any time, but he didn't. Because he's innocent, and he wants to stay and fight for the life that we want together. He's not going to leave, Harley. He's not. I believe you. I do. Well, then you can make a difference. If you will just testify to what you know and what you believe about Danny at this hearing. I'm not asking you to bend the law. I'm just asking you to do what's right. I have to tell you, I am concerned about this evidence. But I'm also concerned about what seems to be Arturo's vendetta. I have to stay open to whatever happens at the hearing, okay? I'll do what I can. Meaning what? Meaning I'll do what I can.
Look, you know what I want.
If I had a source,
You do have a source. Look at me. You have a source.
it would be a serious breach of my professional ethic to tell you his or her name.
Oh, I understand that. I understand. Look, what can I do? What can I to ease your pain?
If you want me to cooperate, if you want me to tell you what you want to know in strictest of confidence.
Of course, of strict confidence, strict, yes.
You have to tell me what you're going to do with the information. And you have to guarantee me that you will not jeopardize my source in any way.
Yeah, all right, I can commit to that.
Okay. There's more. In exchange for my source, I want Santos stories. Like the one you told me about the illegitimate son seeing Miguel and Danny at Wrigley Field. I want human interest. Think of anything you can get on that kid.
That's just a little story that stuck in my head. I really don't know anything more than that. Hey, you want heartbreak? You know, heartbreak stories. I can make that stuff up very well.
Real stories, real facts, or no source.
Right. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go into my computer. I'll pull out some files in Chicago. I'll come up with something.
Good. Let me know.
Right. Then what happens?
Well, if I'm pleased,
Yeah.
we'll make a deal.
So what's the bad news?
Cost us a lot of money.
Yep, took every cent we had, including Carmen's house, as collateral, but I made it in here.
Best investment of our lives.
Well, the way Ross was going on over there, I thought we were in for the long haul.
Yeah.
So did I. So what happened, Ross?
Well, we were in the middle of the hearing, and Harley was putting some evidence into the record when suddenly the judge stopped her and asked her if he thought that Danny was a flight risk. And next thing I know, she's giving this rather eloquent, moving testimony about all the obstacles Danny had to overcome to be with his wife and his child.
And all the reasons that she believed he wouldn't run.
So the judge ended up listening to her, and at the end, he granted bail. It was high, but it was bail.
Big surprise, huh? Tell you, after Harley wired the house, I swore I would never speak to her again. But,
Well, I don't know why Harley broke protocol, but obviously something must have gotten into her.
someone.
I simply appealed to her innate sense of justice and fair play.
So what exactly did Arturo say?
You are corrupt. You are nothing better than a street junkie who would sell their mother up the river for a dime bag. You are a backstabbing little weasel. That is what you are. You are in bed with the mob. You understand? This is not a joke. This is not a joke. You have ruined the most important case in my career. So guess what? You're not on the case anymore. You're off the case. And I'm going to make sure that you're off the force. Yes. And I'm going to make sure that there are charges put up against you. You are fired. Do you understand me? Fired. So get all of your stuff and get out of here. Get out.
How did the fact-finding mission go?
Well, I found my children outside with Buzz. Baseball? I never pegged him for the tape.
He says that learning the perfect swing is the secret to becoming a man.
Well, if the secret to manhood is out back, don't you think we ought to be watching?
I'm more interested in the secret right here.
What are you talking about?
Wouldn't you rather be celebrating your anniversary instead of this game of let's make a deal with Gus? That's what you would be doing if you weren't mixed up with him. And this is just the beginning.
Mom, I can celebrate both.
Are you gonna pack? All right, you know what? I'm gonna help you pack. All of your stuff and all your belongings in here, okay? You got exactly 15 minutes to leave the premises, and in case you're thinking of stealing anything from your little mob friends, I'm gonna have you escorted out of the building.
Your case is not over. Danny is out on bail. That's
He's
all.
going to skip town,
No,
okay? On the
he
first bus he
isn't.
can. Well, then bus, train, boat, whatever it is, because you let it happen. You helped him do this. I was supposed to take care of that here, and instead you stepped in to help your little friend get out of jail.
It's because you disappeared without telling me.
You could have called me. I have a cell phone. I have a beeper.
Look, you told me to handle whatever came up, so I handled it.
Oh, you
I
mishandled it. This is the worst mishandle. Do you think that I did all of this so Danny Santos could walk? That I've been putting myself through this for that?
Look, all I did was testify under oath. The judge asked me if I thought that Danny was a flight risk, and I said no. Do you want me to perjure myself? No, that's good procedure.
You wouldn't know procedure if it, you wouldn't know procedure if it slapped you in the face. Give me a break. John, she's going to be leaving. Here's all of her stuff, okay?
You know, if you have a problem with Danny Santos getting bail, I suggest you bring that up with the judge, and that's my pencil.
No, it is not your pencil holder. You know why? Because you're fired. I want your transfer on my desk within 10 minutes. You know, make it 9.
No.
You know what's funny? You have not stopped. When we first got together, you did not stop whining and whining. Now that I want you out of here, you won't shut up.
Yeah, because I changed my mind. Because if you want me off the case this badly, it cannot be a good...
You are leaving, Cooper.
No,
You are
I'm
leaving.
not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm
yes,
not.
you are.
No, I'm not. And you want to know why? Because you need a good cop looking over your shoulder, buddy boy. You need me there.
Yeah, like, who? You?
Because if Danny is guilty, listen to me. If Danny is guilty, that's fine. He can go to jail. It breaks my heart to see a good agent like you, a good agent, who's more interested in punishing a suspect than pursuing justice. That's just sad.
Whatever.
So I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to be watching you like a hawk. I'm going to be making sure that you play by the book. And I mean play by the book, Arturo. No more of this fast and funny stuff that you've been pulling trying to get Danny's butt into the slammer. And if you have a problem with it, I suspect you talk to my superiors about it, because we're all on the same page. We can head over to Ross's office and we can file a report on your misconduct. It'll lower your career lower than a desk job.
Cooper.
Hate to tell you this, but you're stuck with me. So you may as well get used to it, okay? Now, I am on my way to the Bauer household because I'm going to dismiss the surveillance van.
No,
your boy is no longer a suspect. He's now a defendant, right? So your spy days are over there, Kojak. And, well, I'll see you tomorrow, partner.
You turned her into a good cop.
Here's your daddy, Robbie.
Man, oh
Say welcome
man.
home. Say welcome home.
Hi, boy, did I miss you.
Yeah, he missed you too.
Hi, Tiger.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad to see you. I am. You know, when they threw me in that cell, I thought I was... Well, you don't want to know what I thought. I'm home now. Hi.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be here, Daddy.
No kidding. My beautiful wife is a miracle worker.
Well, that's good to know, because we're going to need one once Itoro finds out that you made bail.
I wouldn't want to be in Harley's shoes right now.
Yes, well, we still have our own problems, Michelle. The charge is murder, and Itoro seems to think he has Danny dead to rights.
Yes, how do we start fighting back?
Well, first of all, don't do anything that would get your bail revoked, and watch your back, because Itoro is not beyond using entrapment to get you in trouble.
Oh, no. I know how to be paranoid, right?
So, Ross, you said that you think Arturo has Danny dead to rights?
Well, we won't know anything, actually, until it goes to the grand jury for indictment.
And when will that be?
Sometime soon, because it's the next step.
Well, I'm so glad Arturo's finally going to be forced to show his hand.
Yes, and we'll find out if he's serious about bringing charges against Michelle.
But you don't think he is?
I didn't say that.
So you think he's using this threat as some sort of leverage here, Ross?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Look, Rick, I would like to say what you obviously want to hear, but I just don't have enough information. I should get home and start working on this. If you have any questions at all, you just give me a call, all right?
Okay, yeah. Ross, thank you for everything.
Yeah, thanks, Ross. You're welcome, but this is just the beginning.
Hello? Hello, you're going to have to speak up. I can't hear a word you're saying. Who is this, and why are you calling at this ungodly hour?
Hi, good morning. This is your unofficial wake-up call, courtesy of the FBI.
That's about the only thing the FBI can get right these days. Is this your idea of a joke?
No, I just wanted to give you a little heads up that the grand jury will be convening this morning.
So soon? How'd you manage that?
Well, the DA is just as anxious as I am to get started. As a matter of fact, I think we might even have an indictment by tonight. But you know what? Why don't you get your sleep and have sweet dreams while you're at it?
Oh, this is not the way I wanted to start our morning.
Take your corners, ladies, please. Right, I'm going to make this as quick as possible, okay? When you go in front of the grand jury, you're going to tell the truth. You're going to tell nothing but the truth, and you're going to help us take Danny Santos down. If you tell one lie, one little tiny lie, the deal is off. You can trade in your hospital whites for a little orange jumpsuit. As a matter of fact, we'll get a little orange jumpsuit for Michelle as well, okay?
You said that you would protect Michelle.
Yes,
You
and
wouldn't
I
go
will.
after
As long
her.
as you go in there and do your job, you've got a bargain. You got my word on it.
Thanks, but I trust that piece of paper a lot more than your word.
Thank you.
See you downtown.
Woo! It doesn't bother you that your case rests on the word of a woman who would betray her own daughter?
No, not as long as she's on our side.
Claire only has one side, her own.
I would call that instincts. It's just self-preservation. At least she's not trying to slow the investigation down.
And you think I am?
I'm not trying to pick a fight with you, okay? I am simply trying to make an observation here. I have never had a partner that never saw eye to eye with me like this before. I've never experienced
You have never
it.
worked on a case where you couldn't bully your partner.
No,
Blindly
no,
agree with
no.
everything
I
you
just think
said.
that you mix up your personal friends and your professional life. I think the whole thing's a big blur to you.
Me?
Yeah,
Are
and,
you
and,
joking?
and in all fairness to you, maybe it is the pregnancy. Maybe it's your hormones.
Well,
maybe
then
they're
what's your excuse? Are you pregnant too?
Look, maybe we should just get Rick down here, the doctor, okay? Maybe he could just check us both out.
What is that supposed to mean?
Look, he's the only other doctor I know besides Claire Ramsey, and he seems to know you inside and out. It's a joke, all right? It's just a joke. I'm joking.
I'm ignoring you. You know, you tell me that I have no objectivity? You are obsessed. You are obsessed, and not just with Danny, with the whole Santos family.
No, it's not an obsession, it's a case.
Well, what, did you lose control of your highlighter? Look at this.
This is research, okay? This is the Santos Bible, and whoever got into this information knows the family well. There are in this family.
Arturo, even if this book were not a work of fiction, which it is It has no bearing on our case.
It
Everything
does
in it
have a
happened in the past.
Bearing on the case. This is not the past. This is happening now. There is no statute of limitations on murder, Cooper.
So what, are you going to go after all of them? You're going to go after the whole family?
Oh, look at that. What is that? That just ruined your whole idea of personal vendetta that I have, didn't it?
No, it just widens the net. You are not normal.
No, let me explain something to you. With a crime family, you can never get them, you can never bust them on the worst thing they did because they're too clever. You can never get the real dirt. Nobody ever gets close enough. But with Blake, she got in closer than anybody has ever gotten in before and lived to tell the tale. If I can get to that source, that is the end of the Santos family, period.
You know, when I told you to read this book, You know, you are just demented. That's it.
Well, maybe that's what makes me so good at my job.
Cooper! You. Hello?
Just patch it over, would you? Hi, Toro. Yeah, no, that's in the mail. All right, okay, you caught me. It's not in the mail. I have a few I's to dot and some T's to cross. I'm just trying to make it foolproof, that's all. Yeah, no Santos-sized loopholes, you know?
Yes, I know. It's a lot to research, but we're up against it, aren't we? I mean, this case could come before the grand jury later on today. Well, if you keep doing that, have Susie take care of the paperwork, and I'll be in, well, whenever I can be in. There's something I have to take care of. All right, you do that. Bye. Blake? How well?
Don't even think about picking up that phone.
Well, thank heaven. About time.
I'm just rescued from a pile of legal briefs.
Yeah. I'm afraid you did. You're my hero.
What's wrong?
It's Danny and Michelle. Their case is going to go up to the grand jury later on today, probably.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And here they just started this family with this beautiful little boy. Now their fate's going to be decided in a courtroom.
You're going to help them out of this. Because you are the best lawyer in the world.
I just want to be the best lawyer for them in this case. How did our bed get so full?
I don't see anybody else in it right now.
Well, I do. It's cluttered with Clarissa and Kevin and Jason and your publisher and your editor and all my clients led by Michelle and Danny.
Oh, listen, if you're feeling guilty about our anniversary celebration being interrupted, don't, because...
Oh, no. Actually, I was glad for the interruption.
You were?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking you were leading up to something important, but I guess you changed your mind.
No, the only thing that has changed is the location, and for the better, too. And this is the perfect place for me to finish what I started on our anniversary.
Oh, Ross.
Ever since we got back together, you have been telling me in big ways and little ways, but mostly it's in your look that says that you love me. And now it's my turn, and I hope you don't mind if I frame this in the form of a question.
No, I don't mind at all. We're not getting it.
Okay, would you... I can't do this, but I can't.
Where's the machine? No, I'll get it. Get it ready. Shh. We're not home right now.
Blake, it's Reva. I'm sorry I should have called you before, but I just didn't feel ready to tell anyone or talk about it until someone convinced me otherwise.
Ready for what? What? Is it Cassie?
You don't know?
Know what?
You're the first person I've actually had to tell.
Richard's dead.
I understand.
Dax killed Richard to protect Edmund. I mean, the official report is that Richard pulled a knife on Edmund, but
That doesn't make sense. I don't believe that.
I know. This is terrible. What about Cassie? Well, no one really knows anything about her yet. But if she knows what really happened to Richard, then God knows what Edmund's going to do.
Sit tight. I'm going to be right there, Reva.
Tell me.
Richard's dead.
Oh, dear God. How?
Dax?
Dax?
I don't know. That's what I'm going to find out. I'm going to go over to Reva's right.
Okay, I'll get dressed. I'll check you over.
You know what? I'm going to be okay. I don't know what I would do if anything ever happened to you.
I feel the same way about you, honey. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah? As long as I have you. And Ross. Whatever you're going to ask me before. Yes. The answer is always yes.
Hey, Maura.
Blake. Oh, Reva. You cry?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Last night.
I'm so sorry. Oh, that's not the right word. I don't have the right word.
Well, there isn't a right word.
When's the funeral?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Edmund must want the country to forget about Richard immediately.
Well, that'll never happen.
What about Cassie? Have you heard anything? All right. We have to go down there. Now.
Mara, you know, sweetie, I really am feeling a little hungry. Could you maybe get me something to eat?
Yeah, that's the code for all children out of the room. Technically, I'm an adult mom.
I know, but you'll always be my child.
Even though I think I'm old enough to hear this, I'll go.
I don't think I'll ever be old enough for this. This wasn't Richard's time.
What did you want Mara to hear?
About the funeral. I told her that she couldn't go down there.
Well, that's understandable.
And Blake, I know that you want to go as much as I do, but I know you want to say goodbye to Richard, and I know you want to bring Cassie home, but it's not as simple as all that. Oh. Hello?
Hey, you.
Noah? How do you manage that?
What?
Making it sound like everything's okay.
Well, you're on the other end of the line. You make it easy.
I'm losing my mind here. I need to know something, anything. I need to know that I can help. Help with Cassie.
Is somebody there with you?
Yeah.
Look, Reva, whoever it is, you can't say anything to them. You can't say anything to anyone.
I can't stand this anymore, though. I want to do something. I want to help in some way.
You want to help Cassie? Stay in Springfield.
It's just the not knowing. I mean, I can't eat. I can't sleep.
Reva, the strike is going to take place immediately following the funeral. But the mercenaries are the best that money can buy, but still this thing could get messy. You can't be in a line of fire, Reva. I won't let you.
We can't go down and rescue Cassie because Noah's down there doing that right now, isn't he? Reva, she's my friend. I have to know.
The less you know, Blake, the better off you'll be.
Is Cassie going to be okay?
Yes. Yes, we all are. We're all going to be fine. And then we'll all go together to Richard's grave. I need a minute alone so I can make a call. Do you mind? I'll go check on Mara. Thanks.
Where's my book, Cooper?
What?
The book that you just put in the drawer over there. The book.
Oh, that book.
Yeah, that book. You know, the whole out of sight, out of mind thing, that just doesn't work for me. Thanks.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, then. When did we start collecting evidence from the fiction section?
When we found out that there is truth in here.
Yeah, Blake's version of the truth.
No, I just think that you really underestimate her talent.
No, I have the highest respect for Blake's imagination.
Oh.
I think she's created a beautiful work of fiction.
She was able to get stuff about the Santos family that the finest FBI team could never pull
No,
off.
but she was not trying to bring down a family. She was writing a love story.
No, but that's the problem. She doesn't know the right questions. She had never had any training.
The right questions?
The source probably knows more about the Santos family than we could ever imagine, than that he or she even knows about Miguel and Maria and Miguel's brother and Carmen.
And you think you should be the one to ask those questions?
Yes, I think I am the best man for the job.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you know what? You've been working on this case for a long time, and we are getting near the end of it now, whatever the outcome may be. And is it possible that you are making more out of this book than there is because you're not really ready to let go?
I think that there is something more here. Okay, let me tell you a little story. A number of years ago, I was working on a case in Chicago. It was one of the most brutal hits that I have ever seen, okay? And just about moments before it went into the never-to-be-solved file, I took another crack at it. I went to the victim's wife, and I asked, what did her husband do that morning, the morning that he got killed? Well, it turns out that he went to the racetrack. And as the story unfolded, we found out the heads of all the other crime families were also at the racetrack. And at the end of the day, we got our man. And we were able to take down one of the biggest crime syndicates in Chicago, and that is how it works.
What? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean. But it's not the same thing.
It is exactly the same thing, okay? All of the information is in here, and it is gettable.
Reva, what is it?
You and Olivia can't go to the funeral.
You're going to have to give me a little more than that. Our bags are packed, you know.
I can only tell you not to go.
What do you know now that you didn't know last night?
Not a lot, but enough. I'm only telling you this to warn you, Joshua, because I would never want anything to happen to you, but just wait. Wait a few days. Don't go to the funeral, please.
Reva, how dangerous is this?
I already said too much. Just trust me on this.
Okay. We'll let you know our plans. You call me if you hear anything at all about Cassie.
I promise.
And call me if you need anything.
I will. Bye, Joshua.
You know what? Just read this later. Do you mind reading this later? Tell me about the grand jury special session.
You know what it is? You don't want me to find out the source because you know who the source is.
You are impossible.
No, I feel sorry for you, Cooper. You live in a town where everybody knows your name.
There are tons of people in this town that I don't know.
Like your father. You and your father, you share the same penchant for not being able to hold in your feelings. You know that? That's it. You know what? That is it. The Cooper family's got a couple of secrets of their own to hide. Isn't that right?
Fine. It doesn't mean I have any idea whatsoever who she is.
She. Thank you. No, you said she. You just cut the population in half. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
All right, I'll tell you this. Whoever this is that you are looking for, they no longer exist, at least as far as Springfield is concerned.
Well, that's okay, because I can travel. I have a passport. Look, don't beat yourself up about this, okay? This is actually one of your better qualities.
The ability to stop myself from hurting you?
No, just how you can't help eventually spilling everything out. Don't be tough on yourself, okay? You have helped me so much. I can take this from here, okay? You have done wonders to help me with this case. You have.